I feel like I've been here before, familiar with the view. This ain't nothing new. And every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same old side, blinded by the lights, and I'm going through.
Hey guys, and welcome back. This is a few days of just cleaning, picking up, doing laundry, cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the bedroom, going out my mom and dad's, helping them with a lot. I share a really good taco meatloaf recipe with you guys. And then we have a fun little project at the end where we decorate the cat wall. And it does turn out pretty cute, I think. But we had so much fun doing it. Lexi also receives a couple of gifts from you guys, so we'll share that too. And I'm going to show you a sneak peek of baby Lakely. But it's just a little bit of everything, so thanks for being here for it. Hey guys, welcome back. I am fixing to print some labels and put those on those canisters. I'm going to get my room cleaned up. I need to paint this wall that the TV's on and maybe the dresser. I don't know yet, but I need to get that done because if I don't do it, I'm not going to do it. So I need to get that done. That's just painting it the alabaster white, and that's pretty boring. So I tend to put boring stuff off and not do it because it's just not fun. So I need to do that. I was fixing to clean this room. My mom just called and said that my dad has fluorescent lights in his room, like his little den, man cave kind of thing. There's fluorescent lights in there, and he has macular degeneration, so he can't see, so he depends on light. Light helps him a lot. But he depends on light. So anyway, he's got round fluorescent lights, and something's happened to him. I don't know. Anyway, mom called and asked me if I could come out there and help her fix his lights. So I'm gonna run out there and help them, and then I'm gonna come back and clean, paint, whatever. So I might take y'all with me.
Make sure that my light itself ain't gone bad.
Okay.
You want me to turn the light off?
No, it's okay. When I plug it in, it should work, right?
Well, both of them's plugged in. Well,
Oh, both of them have to be. Here, that other one. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I'm cooking.
Okay.
I was to move because she can't cook herself.
Kaylin's cooking sausage biscuits. I just got Dad's light fixed, so I'm going home. Bye. You staying here? Yeah. Okay. Bye. I love you.
Bye, I love you.
Bye. I love you.
I'm going out with you tonight. Are you close to here? I'm feeling down, I don't know why. No, it's so surreal. Think I want you here. Oh. I don't ask for much. No, I don't need that much, yeah. Oh. Though I want your touch. Baby, you're so high, stay. I don't mind a little crazy. But baby, you're so high, stay. We don't need to go that fast. I need this night to last. So, you are like me, wanna be free, like a summer night. I'm feeling down, I don't know why. What an alibi. But I'm glad you're here. Oh. I don't ask for much. No, I don't need that much, yeah.
Okay, so change of plans. I've not got anything done today. So we're making taco meatloaf tonight for supper, so I thought I would share that with you guys because it is so good. Even my kids that don't like meatloaf love this, so I want to share it with you.
I'm looking for a brand new start. I know I got some trouble getting over you.
So on this night, we were going to make taco meatloaf, and we've made this a few times, but it's been a little bit. So we'd kind of forgotten. We kind of get into the groove where we just make the same things over and over, but this is really good, and Heather had remembered it. So we were going to make this. I do 2 pounds of ground beef, a medium-sized onion. I put a whole package of cheese in it, 1 can of Rotel, 2 eggs. I put a big can of corn in it on this day, but you're supposed to put a smaller can, like a can that's kind of half the size of that. So a small can of corn, and then instead of breadcrumbs or crackers or something like that, you put Doritos. So crumble those up. And the amount I put in that just kind of varies. I'll just keep mixing until I feel like it's firm enough, and then I leave it at that. But if I had to guess, I would say that I used about half of that bag of Doritos. I also put 1 pack of taco seasoning in it. Then I put that in a pan, and I divided that out into 2 different loaves just so it would get done quicker because I kind of had a late start on this night. I topped 2 of those with salsa, and then the other 2 I topped with cheese once it was almost done. So you'll see that in a few minutes. But this is so good. It's not an overpowering taco taste, but you can tell. It's like you can tell that it's taco, but it still gives off the meatloaf vibe. I don't know. It's just so good. I will link the recipe below. I baked mine on 400 for about 45 minutes just because I was pushing it and rushing it. But I think the actual directions say 350 for maybe an hour. I can't remember, but I will link that below. And just a fun little fact, I used to hate meatloaf until I got COVID, and I was in the hospital a week. I had double pneumonia. I was so sick. I was on oxygen for weeks. It was really, really bad. I struggled with it. It took me a good 2 months to get over all that. But the whole time I was sick with COVID, the only thing I wanted to eat was meatloaf. And it's so funny because even in the hospital, when they would bring me food, you could like have choices. So I would always choose meatloaf, and I have loved meatloaf ever since. It's the strangest thing. But if you have never tried this, try it. I got this from Mandy in the Making. So if you want the full recipe, I will link it below in the description box. Her recipe, I do it a little differently. I just kind of adjust things as I feel it's needed, but it is really good.
I'm looking for a place where I can feel alive, where I can let you go and just be for a while. I got you on my mind, I ain't gonna die. No, I'm about I hope I met somebody who's better than you, that likes me for the things that I say and I do. Somebody who can help me make it through. Now I'm about playing together, playing together.
I think I told you guys in my last video that Heather almost dumped flour on top of the powdered sugar. So I was like, we really need to label those. I've got a Cricut. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. So I just threw some labels on there. Like this container had cinnamon gummy bears, like the little cinnamon chewy bears. I love those. I don't know what it is about them, but I love them. And then I had like a Ray Dunn canister little container for Flash's treats, but it was just kind of ragged looking. It had been scratched and dented and all that stuff, and it was just nasty. So I just tossed that and used one of these containers. I got these at Christmas, I think a couple years ago, and I got those from Walmart, and I'm thinking they were $30, maybe even cheaper, but they are so handy. They seal. They're just cheap. They're clear. You can put what you want in them. I know my granny and papa use them for crackers, and like I think I've seen ice cream cones in them. I mean, they just put the most random things, and they're so handy for things like that, especially since they seal. They keep everything so much fresher than just keeping things in a bag. And if you have containers like this and you're wanting labels for them, I actually did see labels that were already printed out and had all kinds of various things on them at Hobby Lobby. So I know they have them there, and I'm sure you can order them off Amazon pretty cheap as well. But I think they look so neat labeled like that. And for some reason, it just makes me feel like I've got my life more together since I've got something labeled.
Facing the night, even though I won't believe it, the truth is the light we are healing. Even though words are deceiving, you move on. 'Cause every time I try, yeah, every time I dream,
you guys suggested that we print out a few things to decorate the cat wall with. And of course, Heather was all about that idea because that's her babies. And, you know, I like having things for my kids sitting out and just things around me that remind me of my kids. And she wanted to do this, so I did it for her. So anyway, we went through the Cricut app and we're looking for just cat sayings, cat like quotes about cats, or cat images, cats with flowers, cats on a playground, just fun little things. So we found a bunch of things on the Cricut app. And if you don't have a Cricut and you're thinking about getting one, I have had the best time with this thing. And on the Cricut app, like if I type in cats with flowers, it will pop up like 10,000 images, which is bad for me because I have a hard time choosing. Seriously, I have spent hours on this app trying to decide what to do. So, of course, I picked the hardest ones I can find. I don't know why I like to torture myself, but I do. You want me to throw it? Let me have it. But anyway, we found the cutest little things for this wall. It took hours and hours to weed all of that out and, you know, just to print it, weed it, all that stuff. But it does turn out really cute. It's a little tacky, but, you know, it's okay. It's fun.
Because I'm giving you my love for free. Are things not for real? You've been telling everyone about us, but you are not the only one I call for fun. Late night to hear love guns. No, you won't see that I'm lying to be on my own. No, you don't hear when I told you how fear we are done, that we are done. Oh, hands in the air like I don't care. Music is fair to me singing, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Oh, love's in the air and I don't care. Music is fair to me singing, come on, come on. Come on, come on.
So we found about 10 things, maybe more, I'm not sure, can't remember. But we found a bunch of things to print out that we wanted on the wall. And while that was cutting, I wanted to go ahead and get this room picked up a little bit. I just feel like I waste so much time on that laptop looking through that app, cutting, weeding, all that stuff. So in between, when I have a little bit of downtime, I try to get some laundry in or just picking up the kitchen or doing things like this. So I went ahead and took the car seat off this stroller and put it on the base because they're going to come get that soon. And I was putting the stroller seat back on the actual stroller part, and I realized that you could turn it around. So you can have the actual stroller part facing you or facing forward. So I think that's super neat because I think mine just always face forward, you know, unless you put the car seat on. So anyway, you can attach the car seat to this, or you can take it off and attach an actual stroller seat, and you can face it either way. So I was just getting all of that cleaned up, lined up for her. I went ahead and folded up the blankets. I know we're going to have to wash those. She's going to take a couple of those to the hospital. And then I wanted to move a few things around so I could open that pack and play up and set that up. I know it's not time yet, but I'm just so excited. Lexi had her ultrasound actually the day before this. There's a place in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's called Toes to Nose or Nose to Toes. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But anyway, they do ultrasounds and they can do it like 3D, 4D. It is the coolest thing. It's where we had her first ultrasound. So we got a couple pictures. Lakely was not cooperating. She kept turning her head like toward the side, toward the back, and she would not cooperate. And when they did actually get a face shot of her, she put her hands over her face like she was hiding. She was bashful. So we got a couple of pictures. I'll insert them here. Here is her nose and her mouth. And then we also got a picture of her little ear, kind of like a side view. And I'll insert that picture here. But her little nose and mouth, when Hunter seen it, he said, "That is Allison's nose and mouth." And then Lexi was like, I thought that too, but I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't want him to think I just wanted her to look like my family. But when he said that, I was like, you see that too? And he said, yeah. So when I showed Alden, he was like, I don't see a nose and a mouth. And I was like, Alden, there's her nose, there's her mouth. And he was like, oh my gosh, I see it now. That's Allison. And I was like, I thought so too. So when my mom seen it, she was like, that is Allison. And when everybody was like, that is Allison's nose and mouth. So I'll put a comparison picture here. But I think she has Allison's nose and mouth. But the ultrasound was like $120, I think $125, something like that. But since they didn't get really good shots of her face, they're going to do it again next week for free. So they rescheduled one. Because if you don't get really good shots of it, they'll keep doing it until you do. So I think that's really cool. But we just couldn't resist. We had to get a sneak peek of her. And Hunter actually did this for Lexi for her birthday. They actually did it the week before, but we got snowed in and they had to reschedule. So maybe next week, Lakely will cooperate a little bit more. Hopefully we can get some better pictures. But I am just so in love with this baby. This baby has my heart. The Lord knows what you stand in need of, and He'll always give it to you at the right time. They tried for a couple of years to get pregnant and couldn't, and I told her, I said, the Lord will give you this baby in His time, when it's His time, and it'll be perfect timing. And I know it was for me because Kennedy left home to move to ETSU. My heart was ripped out of my chest. I was just feeling lost, like an empty nester, even though I still have one at home. Allison's 12. But she is self-sufficient and can do things on her own. And I just felt like I wasn't needed. And then the Lord gives me this sweet little grandbaby. And he's good. He's so, so good. And I am really embracing and loving this phase of my life.
Oh, my time. Try. I don't like all the things you do. Mess with my head. Just pick me up, let me down like you don't care. This is all my time. Don't go wasting my time on what nothing to do. Don't go wasting my time on what nothing to do.
This was actually the next day, so I had put that meatloaf in the refrigerator, just leftovers, and then the day before that I had made chicken and dumplings, and I had made like a huge plate of it because all my kids were here on this day. So I had just sat the pots and pans in the refrigerator, and I needed to put those in more practical bowls. I'm really bad to do that. So I wanted to get them into bowls so it would take up less space in the refrigerator for one, but just so everything's sealed up and it'll stay good for a couple more days. But on this night we were having spaghetti, so I was just trying to get the clean dishes put away, the dirty dishes put back in the dishwasher. And let me just say, I'm loving that basket instead of that silverware tray. But I was just wanting to get this kitchen picked up because if I don't stay on top of it, it gets trashed super fast. So just wanted to wash up some of the stuff that wouldn't fit in the dishwasher, that big pot and all that stuff. And then I was going to be back to weeding all of this stuff out again for this wall.
Don't feel right. It's like I want us to go on, but not if we are done. Baby, all we kill inside. Maybe you're trying to be nice. Maybe you got something to hide. But so much better if I knew. We're killing time. We're killing time. Do you think I'm fragile? Can't take a blow. Then let me tell ya, got better things on hold. And in conclusion, if it ain't to be, don't spend a minute worrying about me. I'll be pleased. I ain't gonna let it get to me. I will keep it straight, won't make a scene, keep it clean. So
But whoever bought these socks, thank you.
You don't know who bought them?
No.
Aw.
Someone Burke.
Because
ways it's ripped. I can't. Yeah. Thank you, Sherry.
Sherry,
Thank you.
those are cute. She needed socks so bad, didn't she?
Yeah.
Desperate for socks.
And the baby soap.
Oh,
Thank you.
You ought to smell it. Ooh, that smells good. Oh.
That's my baby.
Oh, bring it in. You got another package. Yay! I love baby bottles. Oh, those are pretty. They have flowers on
Yeah.
them.
I'm not wearing pants tonight. I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
Normally, Dr. Brown bottles are plain. Nipples.
And nipples, because I do need these.
Thank you. Who's that
This
first?
is from,
The lady that Hannah works with. A lady that Hannah works with, Tanya, got her those.
You make me nervous. I think I might be hooked on you. All of the things you said to me, it seems like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans to be with you tonight.
I'm going to go ahead and share my devotional with you guys, and I'm also going to share my prayer journal as well. If you're not here for that, you can mute me or click off, but know that I'm so glad you're here and watching, and I understand this is not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay, but a lot of people like it. So, today's devotional is starting over. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His mercies endure forever. Psalms 106:1. Have you ever wished you could have a do-over? It would be so great to turn back the clock, reverse a decision, and do it differently. There is so much more wisdom in looking back. Yes, there are some things we can do over, but most often the important decisions we can't change. Except when it comes to spiritual things. God tells us that we can start over every morning because his mercies will be there and they're new. Whatever went wrong the day before, whatever mess we made from poor choices, we can begin the next day with a completely clean slate. There does not need to be any carryover of yesterday's mistakes. Our part in the transaction may require repentance of sin, or forgiving someone, or even forgiving ourselves. But we're bathed in his mercies, and each day we can begin squeaky clean. Lord, I'm so grateful that your love and your mercies never end. You extend them to me brand new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. So I'm going to go ahead and read my prayer journal to you. And today, my worries. And I would love it if y'all would do this too. I really think it's helpful. Like I said in the video before, I was afraid to put it on paper, but it feels really good just to write it down. It makes you more aware, I think, of what you're thankful for or what you need to work on. But today is my worries. That I'm not present enough for my kids. That I'm not doing enough. That I may not be enough. My praises. We're all alive today and healthy. I praise you that I have eyes that I can see my precious grandbaby. Your perfect creation. How good you are to me when I'm least deserving of it all. But you still remember me, tiny little me. My prayers. To keep your hands of protection over my kids, my grandbaby, my family. That's always in the beginning of my prayers. Healing for Reagan's arm and continue to provide for her. Help me to say the right words always and to be a light that shines for you so that I may lead someone to you. And then God's promises. You're a promise keeper. You give me peace. You keep me humble. Forgiveness. For being my hiding place and my refuge. For never leaving me. For fighting for me. For your plans to prosper me. And for loving me unconditional. If you could go back and do things over, would you do that? I say I would because, your older self can look back on your younger self and you think, I should have did this differently or that differently. But when it comes down to it, every single wrong decision or bad decision, poor choice, it was lessons, it was blessings. I think every single thing that we do lead us to the right places. And I'm so thankful for where I'm at, even though it was a hard journey, it was a hurtful time. But looking back on it, I wouldn't change anything. And I know that's not where everyone's at. I'm sure that there's people that have made poor choices. Maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's some kind of an addiction, and you're in a really bad spot. But I want to tell you that there's hope. Don't ever feel hopeless if it's you that are in those shoes, or if it's your kids or your grandkids or someone you know or love. Don't ever give up on those people, ever. And most importantly, don't ever give up on yourself. Every single day, get up, fight for you, fight for your kids, try to make better decisions, pull yourself out of it. And I promise you, if you try and you make good choices, you make good decisions, you're strong enough to do it, and you're strong-minded enough to pull yourself out of that place, you're going to be the one looking back saying, thank you, Lord, for every single thing that I went through to lead me to where I'm at. You may not be there yet, but I promise you, when you get there, it's going to feel so good. You're going to feel so proud of yourself, and you're going to have a peace within you that nothing else can replace. I promise you that if you try God, you're not going to be sorry. I've never heard one person say, I got saved, I'm living my life for the Lord, and it's the worst decision I've ever made in my life. I've never heard anyone say that. Try, and what have you got to lose? But yeah, look at this crazy cat wall. What do y'all think about this? I think it's probably not going to be there too long because it's too much. It is kind of like a disaster zone. I don't know, but the cats like it. Heather likes it. So, hey, I mean, I'm sure most people y'all watch on YouTube probably have this gorgeous dining room and all these hutches and cabinets and china and all this stuff. And then here's me and my dining room, and I've got a crazy cat wall. So, yeah, I mean, this is me. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. This is just us. We're just plain people. We don't care if there's a cat wall in our dining room. I mean, hey, YOLO, right?
And the pain that you're feeling gradually fades away. 'Cause growing up, falling in love, giving your all might not be enough. Just trust your head and your heart. That's what my mama said. That's what my mama said. That's what my mama said.
I bet you think that I should calm down, and that I'm overthinking everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you. What things you like and what you don't. It's not that long.
You know what that wall reminds me of? You know how I said I don't want it loud and tacky? Well, that's exactly the look we achieved. But do you know what that reminds me of, that wall? We look like one of those cars with all kinds of bumper stickers all over it. Don't we?
Where's the other cats? Where's Chip?
What things you like and what you don't. It's not that long since I met you for the first time. You know we should work it out. You know we should work it out. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted?
I started to paint this wall because you'll see when it's up close, there is some scratches and some bad places just from where we hung pictures and different things, but I didn't because, for one, I knew that the decals wouldn't stick on fresh paint. It would peel it off. The transfer tape would peel that fresh paint off, so I didn't do it for that reason. And another reason is because it's just going to get scratched right back up. So when we decide to be normal human beings, we'll take all this down, fix this wall, and paint it, and have a pretty dining room one day. But today's not the day. Heather is enjoying this, and it is cute. The cats are really enjoying it. I didn't think they would even notice, but they do, and it's really neat just to see them sweat at it and look at it. So that's pretty cool. But thank you guys for being here for all of our craziness. I know we're not your typical YouTube people, but I appreciate you being here anyway. Y'all show up for me no matter what. I have those loyal ones that's always there, and I love you guys so much. I really do. When I say that, I mean it, and I hope that I am different from other people in a lot of ways, and I hope that you know that I appreciate you being here and that I'm humble and I'm grateful, and I love the Lord and I love you guys. But remember, Jesus loves you so much no matter what, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
The joy that he showed me.